Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. Welcome everybody to Homefront Sitrep Sunday. How is everybody doing? Miss Candace, how are you?
I'm good. I'm here.
You're here?
How are you?
I'm here. I'm kind of like you. I'm here today. Trying to make ends meet. Getting back to work and getting back into the grind of things, and then worried about this complete knee surgery that I have coming up in a few weeks on the 22nd.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, just a couple weeks, and trying to make ends meet. Let's just put it that way. Trying to make sure that all bills are covered and everything's running smoothly as smoothly as they can. But it's one of those things. We're doing things. We're doing it, making it happen, and just loving life some days.
I mean, like, life is good. Like, life is for sure good.
Yeah.
Like, great things are happening, especially look at little Miss Grace getting accepted.
Yeah, she got accepted at EKU, which is amazing. Eastern Kentucky University. For her, that's her dream school. She will tell you that's her dream school. Mom and Dad's like, bro, you need to check out other colleges. And she's like, no.
Where I want to go.
She has had her heart set on EKU for a while now, because her career path in high school, she's taken criminal justice classes and stuff like that. So she's already got classes for her college degree. She's been taking college classes since she was a sophomore. And she's taking dual credit classes and stuff like that. And it's just like, all right, cool. And so she's doing big things, and I'm super, super proud of her. What's up, Triple Threat Vets Podcast?
She's a good kid, and she doesn't want to do anything bad. And the child decided to go to the biggest party school in the tri-state area.
Right. And that, I told Julie, I'm just worried about her going up there and partying. And she goes, have you met our kid? She follows the rules. I mean, Grace is the rule follower of all rule followers.
Yes. But she's going to live on campus, and you never know. But that's the thing is, we're not trying to come on here all about humbug. We all have, let's just say we all have shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we do have some really great things. Like I said, going on, your knee's going to get replaced. I'm getting married. There's all these great things going on. And we got some beautiful things coming up here soon with our Veteran Suicide Awareness Concert, Veterans Day, the Marines' birthday. There's the holidays are coming. We got all kinds of great things.
You got the Bullitt County Week of Valor coming up as well. And there's great things coming up. I mean, I'm super excited about the third annual Veteran and First Responder Suicide Awareness Concert on November 9th at the West Banco Amphitheater. And hell, let's talk about something that just happened on October the 3rd at 11 p.m. Eastern on
31 years.
on Reese Across America Radio.
That too.
Yeah.
October 3rd is also the anniversary.
Yeah.
Technically, it's the night before, but
yeah.
Yes, like our first episode aired.
Yep, on Reese Across America, and we're super stoked about that. So we got our next episode. I just loaded in Lauren Burns. If you didn't tune in for Miss Lauren Burns's episode, you should go check it out. She was kidnapped at the age of 7 by her Jordanian father and taken back to Jordan. And the American government, State Department, everybody said they couldn't help her. So she enlisted the help of some veterans that through Miranda Lambert's parents that they introduced her to, and they went over to Jordan and rescued this young lady and brought her back home to Kentucky, or not Kentucky, Texas. I don't know why I said Kentucky, but brought her back home to the United States. So yeah, it's super cool. And then I just loaded. So that was the episode I just loaded up for this Thursday. The first episode was Garrett Biss. I believe it was Garrett. Yeah, it was Garrett Biss's episode. So, but yeah, man,
we have one of our favorite people that we've had on a few times now, and
yep, that we got Mr. Frank Demith. So let's put this up here. So, retired Army veteran who served on active duty for 28 years. Graduated from the United States Military Academy and later worked on the Department of the Army team to develop the Army Interpreter Translator program. He's a graduate of the Deliberate Discomfort Challenge and is a member of the Endless Six. So let's bring Mr. Frank up on stage. What's up, Mr. Frank?
Hey, folks, how you doing?
Welcome back, sir. We're doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm better than frog hair split 3 ways.
I hear you. So, you wrote a Vital Interest, which is right there behind you, and also
I think we got it behind all 3 of us.
Yeah, we got it behind all 3 of us here. Your second book, you sent to a publisher.
Yes.
It was gonna cost you a lot of money to have it published, but you found somebody else that's going to publish it for free for you. There is a little bit of catch on there, but so tell us a little bit about the new book, Frank.
The new book is we still have our hero. He's in Iraq still, working out the rest of his deployment with his unit. And because he's so proficient in things, he gets called on to do some extra missions. A lot of people will look at the title of the second book is Defending the Eagle. So a lot of people will look at it and they'll think, oh, I know exactly what that is. And I will bet that nobody will figure out the title until they read the book.
Okay.
So
what's the title again?
Defending the Eagle.
So I have a couple questions.
Sure.
So when I think of eagle, okay, I don't think of, everybody thinks, oh, America with eagle, but I don't because of the history behind the eagle. Back in the day, the Romans, that was one of their big things was the golden eagle that represented the legions. So does it have anything to do with the Romans?
No.
Dang. All right.
My mind went straight to the Marines.
Well, because the eagle, globe, and anchor, yeah.
And it's when you start reading the second book, you'll start to think that you know what the title means. But the full meaning of the title is in the book toward the end. So it's one of those, I love doing foreshadowing.
Okay, I like it.
And so I love when somebody gets to that point in the book, they go, oh, that's what it means.
Okay.
How far into the book do you have to get?
You don't want to give that part away. That means because you just flip through the pages and there it is.
Oh no, I'm not asking what page. I mean, like halfway through, or you 3/4
it's
page, and you're
past
like, all right,
it's past halfway.
Gotta read the book.
And then, yeah. Well, if I said it was up front, everybody go, "Oh, I read it, just done." No,
but if you have it on audiobook, are you going to get the same sense?
I believe that the new publisher will put this on audio as well as paperback.
Crown Eater up here needs to listen to it.
Yeah, I don't read too well.
I have a lot of friends who have asked me about the first book, and honestly, with the amount of money I spent just to get it published, the extra thousands of dollars to do the audio version just wasn't in the budget.
But I mean, like, for people watching and interested in this, make sure you get that first book too. Like,
Well, the interesting thing, and I didn't know this until I just found out today. When they do the audio book, they use AI, and they'll be using my voice. So nice. I'll be reading the book through AI for the audio version.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's neat. I never thought that was possible, but I guess just about anything's possible.
Well, on your first book that you've already got published, Adam Bird at Heroes Media Group can help you get that put into audiobook. So it probably won't cost you the thousands and thousands and thousands that
Well, the problem I have is I'm under contract with the publisher for the first book.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what options I have for doing it outside of what they do.
Okay.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? I know we went straight into talking about Defending the Eagle, but Frank, like, some people may be jumping on here and have not seen you before and, you know, heard some of our conversations with you. Like, give them, if you don't mind, like, give us a little background about you. Tell us about you and our new listeners, and if just tell people who you are.
Well, I'm Frank Demith, and I retired, and I live in West Virginia. No, when I was in high school, I wanted to go to the military academy, and I started filling out a packet, but I didn't get it done in time, and it couldn't be processed, so I just enlisted. I enlisted in the Army right out of high school, and then after about a year and a half, I was given the opportunity to go to the prep school for West Point, and of course I jumped all over it because, my God, you know, I never thought or imagined that some poor kid from the south side of Chicago would have an opportunity to go to the military academy. And I joined the Army because my options were work next to my dad in the steel mill or join the Army. So, you know, join the Army.
I like it.
So 4 years later, I graduated after finishing prep school. Went into air defense. Spent about, let's see, from 83 to 91 in air defense. And I thought that I was going to stay in it forever. But then I got called upon to go become a recruiting company commander. And I was shocked because I was in command of one of the best air defense units in the Army at the time. And we were going to war. As a matter of fact, I left Germany heading back to the States the day the air war started for the first Gulf War. And didn't want to go. I tried everything I could to not do it. Tried volunteering for other positions to stay and go with other units, and didn't work out. So make a long story short, I went into recruiting, was recruiting company commander for about 3 years. So I had been in command altogether for over 5 years straight as a captain. And that was way too much for my family to put up with. So ended up getting divorced, and spent the rest of my time on active guard and reserve, moving about every 12 to 18 months to new positions, and ended up in the Pentagon. And I was in the sessions group in the Pentagon in the G1, and I was in charge of monitoring all sessions for the Army Reserve and National Guard. So I was there for about 2 weeks, and the general in charge of where I worked put a folder on my desk, and there was a note on it that said, "Come see me if you have any questions." And it was a requirement from the Secretary of Defense to initiate a program recruiting green card holders who spoke certain languages to join the Army as interpreters. And so I picked up the folder and got my boss, and we went over and sat down with the general, and I said, "Sir, how far do you want me to take this?" He says, "Well, take it as far as you can. Let's see what happens." Should have never told me that, because that's like giving the green light. And I ran with that thing, and I not only did I recruit them, I pushed to have 2 active duty units stood up and make it an actual active duty occupational specialty. And then there was another unit in each of the guard and reserve. And nobody ever thought that would ever happen. And I'm one of the few people that there was other people in the team. I was the only military person in the team that organized this occupational specialty. And I did almost everything. I mean, I wrote the skill level identifiers. I was involved in the deployments, went to the graduations, visited some of the soldiers at Walter Reed when they came back injured. But when I left the Army in 2007, and I'd always had this thought in my head, I wanted to do something, because we had over 1,500 people that volunteered to join the Army as green card holders to help support the units overseas. And some of them were from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And as time went by, I kept looking, and nobody was writing anything about what these people did, or, the fact that this organization even existed, this occupational specialty. So I decided to write my book, and the first book, I go through what happens and with the occupational specialty and other things, and it just turns out to be a great thing to dedicate the book to. So I dedicated it to all 1,500 of the people that joined.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I know when I was in, we had some interpreters that worked with us, and I didn't think none of it at the time. Of course, when we were in Haiti, we had guys from Dana, Brown, and Ross. That they were interpreters for Haiti.
Yep.
Now they were contractors, I guess. So they were Haitian. Some of them were Haitian nationals, and some were American citizens that were Haitian that spoke French Creole. And you just never, I guess, like when I was in, I just never thought of where they came from. I didn't know if they were, if they were Americans, or if they were, like you say, green card, holding a green card or whatever. Not that's
well,
pretty neat.
Before I started doing this, I speak different languages, but I've never been involved with interpretation or being a linguist. And what a lot of people don't realize is being a linguist is one thing. Being an interpreter is a special skill on top of being a linguist. And when we brought people in, their language skills were great. They were native speakers. That's where they grew up. But there's skills that you have to train them as an interpreter to go and do their job. And that's the big difference between the program that I helped create and contract linguists. Contract linguists can speak the language, and they're a great help. And we never wanted to get rid of contract linguists because of our program. We understand that they were beneficial to everybody. There's a lot more of them, but some units needed people in uniform who followed orders, carried a rifle, and added to the unit. And some of the special operations folks used 09 Lima. As a matter of fact, we got a message one day from a unit that had one, and they told us that they asked us if we could incorporate training into the advanced individual training course to make sure that the interpreters understood that they couldn't be the first ones through the door when you went into a building. And we had one guy in particular who was always trying to, he was dedicated. He wanted to do the job, but he was an asset. You can't have him going through the door first.
Right. You can't be the first door kicker in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it was a really neat experience being involved with it. Probably one of the things that I'm most proud of, that and the unit that I commanded in Germany, the Patriot unit that I was in.
So when you took this program, as far as you took it, what did that general say to you at the State Department when you did all that?
Well, I ended up getting the Legion of Merit when I retired because of this program.
Heck yeah.
It was, I never expected, I was just doing my job. And he would bring me to general officer meetings and brief the other general officers on the program. And he was surprised that I was not intimidated. It's like, why am I going to be intimidated? I'm a lieutenant colonel and you're a general. You told me to do it. So there's no, I always looked at it when I did briefings, whether it was civilians, military, corporate people, I went in there with the mindset that I knew more about what I was briefing than anybody in the room. And I did, because I created it.
Right.
So there's people that knew more about languages, they knew more about certain things, but nobody knew more about that program than me when I was doing briefings. There's other people in the team, and I could have never done it by myself. There was civilians, and contractors that were involved, but I was the only uniformed person.
I mean, it's a hell of an accomplishment. Is it? Do you think that's what really got you to start writing? Is because you wanted to recognize them?
Absolutely. I wrote 2 books before this, and they were factual books, and I couldn't get them through. I mean, you have to go through a process to have them approved. And one of them was based on my role as a diplomatic observer in Kosovo before the war started. And they picked military people to go with the State Department people, and our directives were don't shave, don't cut your hair, no military equipment whatsoever, no dog tags, no ID cards, no P-38s, nothing. And our job was to identify positions for military and special police units from Serbia. And also monitor the ceasefire.
So we got a I don't know if this is a question but it said, I would assume being an interpreter involves not just being able to speak and understand a given language, but also understand the context in a given moment or situation, body language, appropriateness to the current conversation and expectations.
David Gordon, you need to read my book because you hit it right on the head. That's a huge part of interpretation, is not only being able to tell the person what the individual said that he's talking to, but to put it in context with the environment. And there's a lot of other things involved as well. And if you'd like a copy, you can contact me and I will send you one.
I mean, absolutely. It would in some of those situations, especially, you know, looking in military settings, that language barriers and trying to put something across in a certain way that doesn't go the wrong way, that's crazy important.
Well, it's even a lot more than that. It's cultural as well. So while these people are doing everything else, they also are having the back of their head the cultural environment that they're in. And that's why we recruited green card holders who had lived in the area or lived in that specific country.
Yeah.
And one of the big things that they were instructed to try to speak with the person that they were interpreting for was the fact that we operate differently than foreign countries. And you can't just go into someone's area and start talking business. They want to talk and they want to break the ice and have a discussion about the weather, the family, the roads, the houses, whatever. But the worst thing that any of our people could do was to go in and say, I want you to tell me about this, and this is all I want to know. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, in my website that was just up, there's a part in the very bottom of that website that tells you how to contact me through my email. And so if you go to that website and you'd like a copy, just go all the way down to the bottom and my email address will be on that website.
And that's for a vital interest. So now where is Defending the Eagle? Where is that going to be available once that's published?
I believe it'll be all the same outlets that the current book is, but I haven't finalized the contract with the new publisher. So I can't go into that. See, I'm trying to get you guys to invite me back again.
You're always welcome, Frank.
Yeah, thank you. I would imagine that it's going to be available on the same outlets that the current book is.
And so the current book, where can people get that?
Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Target.com, Walmart.com, and about 15 other sites. If you Google of vital interest, Frank Demith, it'll show all the different sites that you can order it from.
Okay.
I will say that Amazon has the paperback on sale right now, about 10% off.
Yeah, but so I mean, about you're able to purchase it through your website through
you can purchase it. My website will take them to Amazon. If someone wants a signed copy, they can contact me through my email address on my website, and I'll take care of them.
But I guess where I'm going with that is our big thing here at Homefront is taking care of you. And where is the best place for, like, as far as royalties, things like that, we want to make sure you get.
Yeah, well, the way it works, I didn't understand this before I started writing. But when a store discounts an item, it doesn't affect my royalties. It affects theirs. It affects their sale price. I still get the same amount of royalties, whether they discounted $2, $5, $10. It doesn't matter.
Where do you get the one?
Well, and I have books at my bunker here out in West Virginia, and I take those to book signings, and I have to purchase those, and then I sell them at the book signings at a considerable discount to what's available online.
Okay.
So
that's what I'm telling everybody. If they'd like a copy signed, contact me through my email on my website, and not only will I send them a signed copy, but it'll be discounted as compared to what's online.
Yeah, because right now on Amazon, I'm on Amazon right now. I put the link out there as well. If you have a Kindle, you can get it for $9.49 on Kindle, so ebook. Hardcover is $29.76, and then paperback is $15.60 right now.
Yeah, so, I'll tell you now. I mean, I got no secrets. When I sell a paperback from my stock of book signing books, the paperback is $15 and the hardcover is $20. And Amazon sets their price to whatever they want, and whatever. I'm glad they carry it.
Well, they got to. So they take so much from you guys. Amazon, I've always heard for authors that are independent authors, Amazon takes so much from you guys. Like when somebody orders off of Amazon, you guys get the short end of the stick pretty much.
Yeah, well, that's how the big boss became a billionaire. I mean,
true.
I don't begrudge anybody any amount of profit that they can make. That's our country. We're a capitalist country, and I'm happy to be part of it. And someday, when my book or series becomes a movie or a series, I'll laugh all the way to the bank.
I could see your first book of Vital Interest being a book. I mean, not a book, but a movie. Sorry.
It's a book.
It is a book. I could see your first book being a book. No, a movie. But
well, there was a part in there about a lieutenant and an NCO that I thought you would like.
Yeah, I need to. I wish it was on audiobook. I struggle. I struggle
when you get
reading
to that part.
pages.
You'll know exactly what I was saying.
Okay, I'll definitely have to try to. So I can sit here and I can read like 2 or 3, 4 pages, and then I'm asleep because I just can't read, or my mind starts wandering. I go somewhere else. So audiobooks work much better for me, but I will do my damnedest to try to read through it, and then the next time we have you on, we can talk about it.
I have a lot of friends who are like that, and a lot of my friends from back home are truck drivers, and so they do that all the time. They listen to audio books while they're driving.
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's so much easier to listen to an audiobook than it is to read pages. Even and this started back in high school. Like when I was in high school, if they had us read in chapters in the book or whatever, I just couldn't do it. My mind would start wandering, and I was just like fall asleep. So it's just like school back then was just a struggle for me. Now, granted, I had B's, C's, and D's when I graduated, but it's just hard. Yeah, Stephen, we have the same problem while reading. Yeah, it's hard to read it. It's hard to read a book. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how to change that. Now, my wife and my 2 daughters, they read books all the time. Me, I literally, if I open up a book and I start reading, I might get 2 pages in and I'm done. I can't read anymore. So,
well, if you want to know that particular part, I'll find the section where it's at, and I'll send you that part, so you can
do that for me. I'm gonna try to read it. Like I literally, now hold on. So my buddy Matthias sent this book to me. He's an Army veteran as well. It's called Instead of Sheep.
And picture book. So
this is written for young kids. So I could read this book, but when it comes to more complex book,
Frank, if you could just write a kid's book that's a picture book with big words, all these Marines out here, they can read it.
Yeah.
They'll eat the crowns. Well, make a coloring book.
You
there
know,
you go, make it.
Well, it couldn't be a coloring book because they couldn't color inside the lines.
Well, they wouldn't anyway.
I love Marines. Man, of all the podcasts that I've been on, I'll bet you 80% of them have been Marines. And I'll also tell you that I have just a great time. I mean, if you hadn't figured it out, I'm not a very flashy, rules oriented type person. I didn't say it, but my first book won the best military book in 2023. And I had to go to Phoenix and attend a black tie event to get my award.
Oh man.
Boy, I am not. That's not me.
I'm the same way, man. Like, no, I'll wear a suit before I wear a tux. I will not wear a tux. I went to DC for in 2019 for American Freedom Fund's big gala that they have every year. And it's a black tie. And I reached out to Don Bramer, who's one of the co-founders. I was like, hey, bud, I'm not wearing a tux. I said, I've never wore a tux in my day in my life. I can't fit in my dress blues because I've gained, quite a bit of pounds since then. I said, I'm going to wear a nice black suit. And I think I had a blue shirt. I think I was wearing a blue shirt underneath of it. And I had a tie on. The tie lasted maybe 20 minutes because I can't, like, this t-shirt it's loose around the neck, but if it's tighter around my neck, no, I feel like I'm choking. I'm not a flashy guy either. I'd rather wear t-shirts, shorts, and my cap because I always wear a hat. Always wear a hat. So,
well, I was told to wear a button-down shirt and dress pants and a sport coat to go and do book signings. You won't find a single picture of me at a book signing with a coat on.
Yeah, no.
Like, my book, I'm signing and I'm wearing what I want.
Yeah.
Well, and the neat thing was my first book signing for a vital interest was at a distillery.
You don't
and
need no
they set me up on a whiskey barrel, and I put up my little stand twos, and I had a blast.
Yeah. See, that's me. Nope. If I can't wear what I want to wear and be comfortable, then I'm not going. Like now, I don't even wear like a winter coat because unless it's like super, super cold, then I might throw on a winter coat. Most of the time I'm in a hoodie and blue jeans or something like that. But I don't like coats. I don't like the way they feel. I just don't like. And David, I tried a bolo tie long time ago. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it around my neck. I just don't know. It's just something around my neck, man. I don't know.
One of those t-shirts that look like a tux.
Yeah. There we go. All right, I'm gonna play this new video clip real quick because I want to talk about Reese Across America Radio. So, like we stated at the beginning of the show, HomeFront Sitrep is now on Reese Across America Radio. You can find, let's see, the link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. So, ReeseAcrossAmerica.org/radio. You can watch HomeFront or listen to HomeFront Sitrep on there. and then I'm gonna play this little video here. Hey, it's Willis. Join Candace and I from HomeFront Sitrep on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on Reese Across America Radio. You can find Reese Across America Radio on the iHeartRadio app, the Audacity app, and TuneIn app. Search the word Reese. Something I threw together real quick. I think it turned out pretty good. I could never get Candace here so I could get her voice on there.
Now, is that tape so us old people can listen to it some other day?
So Reese Across America Radio is like, you can go to the website and listen to it, and it's previous episodes. So like the first one that we did was Garrett Biss. The next one that comes up this Thursday is going to be Lauren Burns. Her episode's coming up, and then yours is going to be in the rotation there. We just got to get to that time. So
well, I'm glad I'm live because I won't ever hear it recorded.
Have a good night, Stephen.
At 11 o'clock I won't.
Right. Well, so the good thing about 11 o'clock Eastern is on the West Coast.
Oh yeah.
It's 3 or 4 hours depending on where they're at. So it kind of works out. He's like, well, don't get mad at me when I give you the 11 o'clock. I was like, dude, I'm fine with that. You can put me into midnight on the East Coast. I don't care.
A lot of our are usually like toss and turn and can't sleep anyway, so it kind of works out. But
yeah.
So you're in West Virginia.
Yep.
How did
West by God, Virginia.
How did the weather hit you?
We had a lot of rain, but nothing compared to folks in North Carolina and down that way. I mean, my God.
And I mean, we keep everything like political and religious and stuff off the podcast, but like, sorry, Willis, like I do want to kind of bring up North Carolina because it's sad and like some of the things that are happening down there, and these people need help, and it's just ongoing.
There's
horrible seeing some of the videos. And
what strikes me is the number of people who are still missing. I mean, you have over 200 confirmed dead and hundreds more missing. It's just
you got whole towns that are wiped off the map, and then you got bridges that are gone that you can't get. And then you see all these conspiracy theorists out there that because there's that lithium mine there. They're saying that the government's going to come in and claim eminent domain and take everybody's land from them. It's just like,
I mean, you never know, but I mean, like I wasn't going there with it. Just thinking of the thoughts and the prayers that we can put for these people, because they're stranded, they're stuck, and the unfortunate part is hold on.
So, Mr. Gordon, Adam Bird.
Yeah. I guess trigger warning. I mean, they're talking about there's bodies hanging on tops of trees and on the sides of roads, and they're not going in to collect them. And people stuck on the top of a mountain with 7-day-old babies. And hey, Rich.
What's up, Rich?
It's sad, especially when they were turning people away and confiscating donations, and those were not being distributed. Like I think that was the most horrible thing. But I think it was yesterday or this morning I heard that the sheriffs down there have decided that they're fighting against FEMA and going, no, you're not messing with our people. We're going to go take care of them. And they're letting people in because they were slashing tires of trucks and trailers that were coming in with supplies so that they could make it in. And that just, none of that makes sense. And why that would happen. But you look at the true.
It boggles my mind sometime because I used to do emergency management stuff when I was a lot younger, and it's a lot easier to take care of stuff like that. You just set up a drop-off point that people that want to donate, drop it off, and then move it to wherever it needs to be, because they they're supposed to know where the biggest need is at. That's their job.
They're taking over as the true definition of the South right now, and they are gathering together and they are taking care of their neighbors. And it's the thing is like, taking it and giving it to churches and donating it to churches. Yep. FEMA can't do anything about it. They can't take it. They can't control anything that they're doing. So if you're trying to find a place to donate, find a church down there, because they're actually making sure that people are getting things. And you got private individuals that are going down with their private helicopter.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, did you see the one guy? He had a son in the helicopter with him, and they were going in and rescuing people, and they made him stop helping rescue people. And I'm like, bro, if he's a civilian and he's wanting to help rescue people, you can't stop him. I mean,
trying. Well, now they fought back. This is where the town is finally. They've come together and they're fighting back. And like they found an elderly lady that had 1 day left of oxygen, and then, like I said, the 7-day-old baby that they had nothing for, and they were going to be left there. And this is people that decided to say, no, screw you. Like, we're going and we're getting our people. And it's this big thing of looking at communities and towns and, the country coming together, at least that portion of it, and going, look, it doesn't matter race, religion, anything. Like, these are our neighbors, and this is what you do. You help people. You don't just leave them stranded. It's horrible.
Well, all I'll say is just remember, everybody, the election is less than a month away.
Yeah. Well, go out and vote. I know we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion. I don't care who you're voting for. Just go out and vote. I don't care if you vote left, right, in the middle. I don't care. Your vote counts. Your vote matters. If you're going to sit home and say, "Oh, I'm not voting," then you can't really complain about who's in charge. You need to go out and vote. That's as far as I'm going to go political, because
that's what I'm saying. I wasn't bringing politics into this. Just I guess whatever you do as far as religious or not religious, like pray and think about these people, and if you can help. But it's something that's very big going on in our country right now, and I don't think that it's getting attention that it needs to. And
definitely. Well, Mr. Frank, we're going to wrap up here shortly. Do you got anything else you want to say real quick before we let you go and me and Candace finish wrapping up?
Well, I'll let you know as soon as I know when the second book's going to be released.
For sure.
And there'll be at least 4 more after that.
I love it. I can't wait to have all your books. And here shortly, I'm going to have my other shelf built so I can have all my books displayed behind me here. So I'll be doing that for too long. But Mr. Frank, it was a pleasure talking to you again. Anytime you want to jump on and just hang out with us, just shoot me a message and we'll send you the link to come hang out with us. I'm going to connect you with Adam Bird from Heroes Media Group. That way you can talk with him and see kind of where you might be with your first book, getting it on audio book. And then, because I don't know what kind of contract you have, and he might know some legalities around whatever. So I think he'd be a good person for you to talk to when it comes to getting your book on audiobook, because that's something he offers at Heroes Media Group. So,
well, brother, I'll put it on audiobook for you if I have to go and find an old cassette player and do it tape by tape.
Do it. We can do
record
that.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Or you could just you can open your phone up and hit record like a voice memo and just read it and just read it to me, and then we can do it from there.
You can send it to him 1 chapter at a time.
Yeah, why not? I'm retired. What the hell?
There you go.
Hey, what else you got to do?
There you go.
Next up, write more books.
All right,
God, I love being with y'all. God bless you and your families, and I wish you all the best.
Same. Thank you, brother. Tell the wife I said hello and give those fur babies a good pat on the head for me.
God bless all our veterans and those currently serving in the armed forces.
Amen. All right, Mr. Frank, you have a good night, my friend.
Bye, Frank.
All right, Miss Candace, how cool was that?
I love him.
I do too. He's just, man, I tell you, he's for an officer, he's one of the cool ones. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some officers out there that were just friggin' dicks. I bet you he'd been fun to work underneath of as an enlisted
Maybe.
guy.
No, he might have been a dick.
Nah, I could tell you he probably wasn't.
You know what I love though is like, because we've had him on here a few times now, and I know I missed the last time he was on, but he was of course filling in for me. But every time we learn a new story, and I love it. Like just hearing about some of the things, like what he did with the Pentagon and the something of the Secretary or whatever of Defense, but that whole project and what he created, like, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, it's super, super cool. You know, we're no longer in September, which is, you know, PTS and Suicide Awareness Month.
And be aware.
Soldiers that think outside the box, the best of us. You're probably right there, Mr. David Gordon. So is it, like I said, it's no longer September PTS Awareness and Suicide Awareness Month, but it's something that us as veterans and us as humans need to be concerned about. We always have to check on our battle buddies, check on the people that we love, check on your little ones. I know I've said this story a few times. My youngest daughter in 5th grade almost committed suicide. She had a plan, literally had a plan to commit suicide. And, you know, luckily for us, she reached out for help, and we kind of saw some signs of, you know, her secluding herself to her room and not talking to some of her friends and stuff like that. So, you know, we started asking questions. But you have to ask that next hard question, because I can go up to Candace and say, "Hey, Candace, how you doing today?" And Candace's response is going to be,
"I'm fine."
There you go. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm living the dream. We've all said those responses to people. I need to take that comment off the screen. So we've all said those, but you, as a veteran or as a human or family member or a veteran, 988*1 if you're a veteran, 988 if you're just a civilian. You can text them, you can call them, you can chat with them online, but you have to reach out. And then, like I say all the time, if you go up to somebody and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and they're saying, "Oh, I'm living the dream, I'm hanging in there," or whatever, you have to ask that next hard question. How are you really doing? And then you have to be ready for that conversation. It could be a 15-minute conversation, could be a 3-hour conversation, could be an 11-hour conversation. You have to be ready for that. And you actually have to mean it when you ask that next hard question. You can't, "Hey, how you really doing?" and then just walk away, you know, because sometimes that's all it takes is somebody to say, "Hey, how are you really doing?" to save somebody's life. So definitely reach out. I'm going to play that commercial real quick. And you don't have to just talk about it in therapy like the commercial says, but you definitely have to, you know, talk with somebody. Be like my brother says on TikTok, Dusty. If you go to TikTok, you can find him. Let's be somebody's stranger. So let somebody that you don't know come up to you and vent to you. Be somebody's stranger. I think that's going to be a new saying. I want to be your stranger. Talk to me, because a lot of times I won't talk to the people that I care about the most. But some random stranger, I think I could talk to some random stranger. I think it makes it easier.
There's no bias. There's no judgment. It's hearing you for what you're saying without an opinion on something else, or it's really hearing you. And it is sometimes easier to talk to a random person. Like I have people coming into my work all the time, and lately there's been some really hard things that these people are going through, and they look at me and go, I don't know why I'm saying this. And I'm like, come on, keep going. Like I'm sitting here no matter what, and if you need to talk, like let it out. And so many. And everybody's going through something, and everybody's hard is different. What you may perceive as a 3 on the hard scale, I may see as a 9, and vice versa. And so you can't judge somebody for why they're upset for what they're going through. Just let them.
Yeah. And like I said, be somebody's stranger. A lot of times it's going to be a lot easier for them to talk to a stranger than somebody they care about.
For sure.
And if you're a veteran out there and you are in the process of filing your disability like I am, you have questions, you want a second opinion, HomeFront Sitrep has a segment called #AskMonica. You can email Monica Sanford, SANFORD, at askmonica0@gmail.com. And she will answer your questions. Monica is a badass. She is a nurse practitioner. She helps veterans with their disability claims. So she can help you, walk you through. I'm actually in the process of talking with Monica as well, because I'm at 40% rated right now, and the VA denied a whole laundry list of things that I didn't even see a doctor about. So I don't know how they can deny it when I haven't even seen a doctor for this. So I got to get with her, start my appeals process, just to see where I can go. I'm not going to stop until I get to 100% or I've exhausted all appeals, just because you rate it. And don't be one of those dumbasses like me. Sorry for my French, but for so many years, there's other veterans out there that need it more than I do. No, that money, if you don't do your disability, that money just sits there. Each veteran,
every one of them.
Everybody has a set amount for them. So go out and do your disability claim. Trust me, I've seen 4 or 5 Vietnam veterans that you're up in age right now that never filed for disability, but now they are filing for disability. We had one that come in that thought he was on death's door and decided to file his disability, got 100% within a month. I don't know how he did it, but he got 100%. And now he's clear of, he's not going to die anymore. So you definitely, you have to file your disability.
Let's do it.
I love what David says. Be an ear. Yeah, agreed, David Gordon. Definitely be an ear. All right, let's play this Monica commercial. You dancing over there? It's a catchy tune. So tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, we got Mr. Scott Friedenberg, he's the founder of Ruck It Up for Warriors. We've been playing tag with this guy to get him scheduled, and we finally got him locked in. Just got to wait for him to come on tomorrow. It's going to be another great episode. I can't thank Frank enough for coming on and hanging out with us again. But Miss Candace, it's that time of night.
It is that time of night. Like we always say, stay safe out there. We got your
6. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.